In the news tonight, a new-look Oystins Fish Festival opens. Local tourism officials have a good feeling about the Latin American market. And in sports, Shania Motley wins Barbados' first medal at the 2025 Carifta Games.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Broom. Thank you so much for tuning in. In our top story tonight, mixed reactions from vendors as the Oystins Fish Festival 2025 officially opened this afternoon. A number of new elements have been added to this year's event, including a tweaking of the Sip and Paint initiative. Committee member Jennifer Seeley talks about the new items on the weekend's program.
The police band concert, normally the police band would just be a part of the official opening, but they're coming with 90 minutes. We are again adding a little touch to the sip and paint. You can sip, paint, and you can bead. And the regular Monday afternoon events with the nugget eating, the greasy pole, the great tray race. And now we have to close the festival, Morrisville and the Plus One Band.
Fish vendor Lisa Green says fish sales were down, conditioned by the large number of fishing boats still on dry dock.
I ain't do 100% like normally do, but I give thanks for what I made. Could be better, but things will get better one day again.
However, another vendor, Aisha Harvey, has been having a different experience and is pleased with the way things are going.
So far, it's not been a bad season for so far. Today is really the first day, but I've been out here since yesterday. And so they say the early bird catch the most worm. So I've been doing pretty good so far.
Local tourism officials are upbeat about the prospects of the Latin American market. Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Tourism Marketing Incorporated, Andrea Franklin, says the market has become an important part of the island's growth strategy. Destination Barbados was on show at the recent World Travel Market Latin America in Brazil, where several key meetings were held. Thousands of influential travel professionals and exhibiting companies attended the event to network and collaborate.
From around 2018, 2019, Barbados really took on board this avenue in terms of our growth and really positioning ourselves within this market. And 2 years ago, we actually took the big step of establishing the office in the market. They're based in Panama, but they certainly service the entire region. And as you know, we also have direct airlifts out of Panama with Copa Airlines. And we continue to pursue opportunities for increased seat capacity from the region to the destination. And really, we see our way of growth is really by building out additional seat capacity. So having conversations with airlines to be able to tap into whether it's Brazil, Colombia, Chile, wherever the possibilities are for increased seat capacity, we are having those conversations.
A large percentage of the Grantley Adams International Airport community has benefited from the partnership with the National Transformation Initiative, or NTI. The revelation from Director of the NTI, Dr. the Honorable Alison Leacock, during a media conference at the Grantley Adams International Airport. It was marking the first anniversary of the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the two entities. Trevor Thorpe was there and he filed this report.
2,700 persons at the Grantley Adams International Airport have so far been trained under the initiative, and Dr. Leacock told those present, training is not a destination but a journey. She said since the inking of the agreement last year, much has been achieved and there's still more to come.
It is a journey that has seen us cover 60.89% of the entire airport population, and that means that we've done 53 training sessions. We've seen 4 additional companies join us, making it 148 companies. So the diversity of the airport community is fully represented in the training.
Chief Executive Officer of the Grandy Adams International Airport, Hadley Bourne, said it was industry and innovation at work and the future was being charted.
Looking ahead, we plan to now take it to the next level. I call it phase 2. Complete overhaul of the training needs. We'll probably have a full training needs assessments of the airport and its operations. And I think we're actually going to have some initiatives to also include other stakeholders within the airport environment to see how we do it, how it's done, and you know, just collaborate to help improve on the overall delivery of service and training within the environment.
The CEO said as the airport and the NTI embark on their second year, a pilot program has been put in place. He said it is the Rosetta Stone program.
The main purpose of it is to arm our community and give our employees the skills to be able to handle persons who may not speak our language, and be able to communicate with them in the environment that helps them to feel comfortable.
The officials had high praise for the staff of the airport and of the resource persons. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
Coming up after this break, a cleric laments the reduction of solemnity surrounding Holy Week. The Barbados Christian Council says the solemn occasion of Holy Week has changed. Chairman, the Reverend Dr. Cicely Athill-Horsford, said while solemnity was expected to take over following Palm Sunday, there was the opposite. In her Easter message, she called attention to frivolous fetting and other extreme violent incidents. According to her, Holy Week for many turned out to be a not-so-holy experience. Reverend Athill-Horsford wants Easter and the symbolism of the holiday to be a source of constant inspiration. She encouraged Barbadians to allow Christ's presence of love and hope to fill them in ways that allows them to share with their families, churches, communities, and the nation. Meanwhile, a Roman Catholic Bishop of Barbados, the Most Reverend Neil Scantlebury, has called attention to rising crime, urging citizens to reject violence in all its forms. In his Easter message, he said he has felt the sting of rising violence with lives lost too soon, families grieving, and communities living in fear. These acts, he noted, are tearing at the fabric of who we are as Barbadians. Reverend Scantlebury called on Barbadians to be pilgrims of hope, walking together toward healing, reconciliation, and peace. With the St. Joseph calendar of events for We Gathering 2025 nearing the home stretch, the parish was abuzz today with various activities for the Easter weekend. The parish is hosting its marquee event dubbed Adventure and Bathsheba Big People Party. Earlier, there was a family ride and walk moving off from the Granley Adams Memorial School. The Hillcrest Community Centre was also the venue for a We Gathering exhibition where local food, craft and plants were on offer. Festival and event planner with the National Cultural Foundation, Stacey O'Brien, says Saturday was a day to come out and enjoy the rural parish.
You know, that's great. It's Easter weekend and it's a day to come up and enjoy St. Joseph. You know, you go driving boat on the weekend. So for Easter, come on up. And it's a full day of activations. Of course, we still have the food and rum station that's been very popular at every We Gathering. And lots of activations happening all throughout the day.
Ms. Bryan says it has been an interesting collaboration between the NCF and the various parish committees in hosting their marquee events.
Some people, obviously, with the community level of organization now have to come up to the national level. So our involvement, we ensure all of the support services are here. We ensure all of the the support teams for security and the marshals and all that, so that we ensure the quality of the event across each parish is of the same level. So that integration has been working well. I am getting to meet a lot of people from all over Barbados, so I'm feeling amazing about that. And you can see where people love their parishes and what they want to highlight.
Well, work has started to get the National Botanical Gardens ready for the hosting of this year's Reggae Weekend. Site manager for Making Moves Inc., Peter Quinton, says they are responsible for the stages for both Reggae Weekend and the Caribbean Music Festival, which comes off tomorrow night. A CBC News crew met up with a team of 10 men who were busy erecting the stage in Waterford, St. Michael. Mr. Quinton explained, unlike other structures where work begins on the foundation first, they start on the top of the rig, a 60 by 49 frame, and work down until completion.
We've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I guess we perfect our craft to the point where we could, in a couple of hours, you can see a transformation in out here. Hopefully by Monday or so, sound and lighting can start coming in.
Good evening with Sports Night. I'm Anne-Marie Burke. Barbados has captured 3 medals so far on day 1 of the 52nd running of the Carifta Games. The first came when high jumper Shania Motley took silver in the girls under-17 event at the Hazy Crawford Stadium in Trinidad and Tobago this morning. Motley had a clearance of 1.71 meters, the same as winner Shakoya Palmer of Jamaica. However, Palmer had less knockdowns. Then Zachary Wall came from behind to win the bronze in the boys under-17 400-meter final with a time of 48.63 seconds. Then Katie Rock took silver in the girls under-20 400 final, clocking 53.52. We'll have more on the Carifta Games later on Newsnight. Meanwhile, also in Trinidad and Tobago, supporting the Barbadian team, Sports Minister Charles Griffith is hopeful that Barbados will host the Carifta Games when the National Stadium is completed in just over 2 years.
I'm hoping that as soon as the stadium is completed, that the AAB and will put in the request or the offer to have the Carifta back in Barbados. It is something that the whole nation is waiting for. And the stadium, the Chinese promised me that they'll be dealing with the stadium at Chinese speed. So if it is like, 26 months that they're saying, I'm hoping that they will come in under that. But I believe as soon as we have the National Stadium in place again, that we will be looking to host Carifta the very next year.
Barbados claimed their first medal of the 38th Carifta Swimming Championships, and it's a gold from Heidi Stout in the 15 to 17 girls. Stout went in with the fastest time and retained the position. Now, Barbados does have some other medal hopefuls in tonight's finals. Layla McIntyre and Isabella Mears are in medal contention in the 13 to 14 and 15 to 17 800-meter freestyle events for the girls, while Kaija Eastman has the fastest time going into the final of the 11 to 12 girls 50-meter backstroke, along with Taja Hall and Jayla Marie Blunt. Among the boys, Joshua Ross goes into the 15 to 17 boys 200-meter breaststroke final with the second fastest time. Of note is that the majority of Barbadian swimmers did register personal bests in their qualifying rounds this morning. Now, West Indies have missed out on the Women's ODI World Cup after they successfully chased down 167 against Thailand in 10.5 overs, but still needed to score the runs a little quicker to overhaul Bangladesh's net run rate. West Indies women needed to reach 167 in 9.6 overs or win with a boundary that would take them to 171 in 10.5 overs. In the end, their net run rate was 0.013 behind Bangladesh's. Scores: Thailand women 166, the West Indies women 168 for 4, skipper Hayley Matthews making 70 from just 29 balls. This is the first time since the year 2000 that the West Indies will not be part of a Women's World Cup. Still with cricket, Wanderers bowled ESA Phil Pickwick out for 287 on the opening day of Series 2 of the BCA Elite 3-day competition. Shamar Ford led with a knock of 115, while Isaiah Foltz took 3 for 40 and Kyron King 3 for 97. In reply, Wanderers closed on 10 without loss, trailing by 277 runs. Over at Rice's, sent into bat by Gladiola, Windward closed the day on 194 for 4. At Bank Hall, Empire lead Bayview Hospital YMPC by 6 runs. Scores YMPC 110, Joma Warrican took 4 for 7, Empire 117 for 5. At Waterford A, UW closed on 111 for 6 against Signal Globe Financial BCA Youth. And the match between Yorkshire and Wildy at Friendship was abandoned without a ball being bowled due to a wet outfield. While Deacons and Ellerton were winners' row when the BFA Premier League hosted a doubleheader at Valerie. A brace from Keon Atkins and a goal from Tevin Barker Savory led Deacons to a 3-2 win over Kickstart Rush. Carl Hinkson scored both of Kickstart's goals. Meanwhile, a lone goal off the boot of Rashawn Gittins in the 74th minute gave Ellerton the 1-0 win over Silver Sands.
On a hot and humid opening session of the 52nd edition of the Carifta Games here at the Hazy Crawford Stadium in Trinidad and Tobago, Shania Motley delivered the first medal for Team Barbados, winning silver in the under-17 girls high jump event. It was a new personal best for Montley as she registered a clearance of 1.71 meters for the runners-up position in an event won by Jamaican Sequoia Parma with the same clearance but less knockdowns. Speaking to members of the media track side, Montley said she's grateful for the medal on her first outing. How do you feel to win Barbados' first medal at the 52nd edition of the Caribbean Games?
I feel really great. I felt like I could do better, but that was a personal best for me. And this is my first Caribbean Games, so I think I did very well.
Another Barbadian, Kiami Ray Offer, was 6th, also with a new personal best of 1.65 meters. In the under-17 shot put, Chloe Blackman was 5th with a best throw of 12.08 meters. Now Zachary Wall advanced to the finals of the under-17 boys 400 meter with a time of 49.21 seconds, while his teammate Aidan Moore was 3rd in his heat and did not qualify, clocking 49.83. Former Alexandra student Katie Rock looked very impressive and is set to medal in the under-20 girls 400 meter after winning her semi-final in a lifetime best of 53.45. Meantime, Kelia Benton was 6th in Heat 6 with a time of 57.74. In the under-20 boys 400 meter, Terrell Johnson-Rouse was also in personal best form, registering 47.45 to reach the finals. In the sprints, Darion Belgrave and Jakai Brewster missed out on the finals, clocking 11.02 and 10.98 respectively. The final athlete for Barbados in the opening session was under-20 sprinter Anaya Nurse, who ran a time of 11.77 for a 3rd place finish in her heat and did not progress to the final. Reporting from the Hazley Crawford Stadium in Trinidad and Tobago, Anmar Goodrich Boyce, CBC Sports.
And that's our news for tonight. On behalf of the entire team, thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.